Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about my favorite concealers, and I haven't done one of these videos in a very long time. I think it was when I first started out with my channel. I did like a top 5 favorite concealers, but I wanted to do an updated one with you guys because I haven't really shared my top affordable concealers with you guys. So if you're interested in seeing my top 5 affordable concealers, then let's go ahead and jump right in. All right, so I definitely don't consider myself a makeup artist, but I do want to let you guys know what concealer is used for or what I use it for. So I usually use concealer to either one, apply on my dark spots. If I don't want to wear like a foundation, I'll just apply a concealer that matches my skin tone anywhere on my face that I feel needs, touching up. So yes, I'll use it for that, or I will use it to highlight my under eyes. So if you've been watching my channel, if you watch my tutorials, you guys see in every single one of my makeup steps that I apply concealer under my eyes. So I like to use a concealer that's a couple of shades lighter than my normal skin tone, just so it can brighten up the under eye to make it look more awake, more, highlighted, and just more fresh. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there for those of you who are I guess beginning in makeup and you don't know what a concealer is used for. So you can either use it for just touching up on the face if you don't want to wear a full face of foundation, or you can use it to highlight your face. So just the under eyes, the bridge of your nose, the forehead, the chin, and yeah, so that's that. All right, now let's go into the concealers. So I have 2 concealers from Colourpop, and I got 2 because I like to mix these 2 together. And recently they just came out with more shades, but I just haven't, I just actually been lazy. Like I haven't been trying to figure out what shade I am in this concealer. So I just used 2 because these 2 work best for me. So I have the shade Deep, and I also have the shade Deep Tan. These concealers are definitely full coverage, and I can honestly say when I first started using them, I wasn't a huge fan of them because they creased very badly under the eyes. But I've actually started using a different setting powder with these, and let me just tell you guys, setting powders make a huge difference with your makeup application. Like if you don't set any of your makeup is gonna look cakey on the face, it's gonna move around. So make sure you are setting your makeup if you wear makeup. And the one that I like the best with this concealer is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Setting Powder. And I know I mentioned that setting powder so many times on my channel, but that has been my holy grail loose setting powder. So in the past, I would wear my Sasha Buttercup setting powder with this. I would wear the Mercier setting powder, and what's another one that I used to wear with it? The Maybelline one. I think the first setting powder that I used with this concealer was the one by Maybelline. And then I just noticed that it was creasing under the eyes. Like I would wear it to work a few times, and I work an 8-hour shift. So by the end of the day, my eyes were creasing really bad. So I put that setting powder to the side, and I started using my Sasha Buttercup setting powder, and that used to be like my all-time favorite. Actually, I think that was my very first setting powder ever, the Sasha Buttercup. I set the Maybelline one aside. I started using the Sasha Buttercup because I knew that one, that one wouldn't let me down. So I put that setting powder to the side, and then I started using my Mercier setting powder, and I also noticed that it started creasing under the eyes. Now I can say it did not crease as much with the Mercier setting powder as it did with the Sasha Buttercup and the Maybelline setting powder, but I still didn't like how I could still see creases under the eyes by the end of the day. So I put this concealer to the side. I wasn't using it much, and then I started using it again with a different setting powder, and that was the Too Faced. Do I have it near me? Yes, I have it right here. The Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder. And you guys, these 2 are definitely a match made in heaven, and I love this setting powder with other concealers that I'm going to share with you guys in a minute. But I have fallen more in love with the Colourpop concealer now that I know that it works better with my Too Faced Peach Perfect setting powder, because this, I don't know what it is about this powder, but it lasts on the skin all day long. It makes you look very smooth, and it's very mattifying. So yes, I do like these. I like how they are definitely full coverage. So these 2 mixed together are perfect. All right, now that I'm looking at all the concealers, I'm actually gonna go in order from the most coverage to the least coverage. So the next one with the most coverage, I would have to say, is my Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. Now, I didn't know anything about this concealer until some of you guys actually recommended this concealer to me. And ever since I've tried it out, I have not put it down. The only thing about this concealer though is it doesn't have a good shade range. I think they only have 4 different shades. And this is the second to darkest one. This is in the shade Deep Warm. So this is a little light, but once I apply it on the face, it kind of blends in to where it doesn't look like too light or too ashy. It actually looks really perfect on the skin. Let me swatch it on my hand really quick so you guys can see. But there it is swatched right there. It does look a little light, and the darkest shade is actually way too dark. I would not use it as an under eye concealer. I would probably use it as kind of like a spot concealer. But yes, I love this concealer, you guys. It's very, very full coverage. And what I also like about it is it kind of dries down to a matte finish, but at the same time, it's moisturizing. You know what? The best way to describe this concealer is Tarte Shape Tape. This is Tarte Shape Tape, but affordable, like the affordable Tarte Shape Tape concealer. And I have another one that I feel like is very similar to Tarte Shape Tape as well, which I'll tell you guys about in a minute. But this one is very, very similar to Tarte Shape Tape. And now that I think about it, I think this one has more coverage than the Colourpop concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch Colourpop really quick. This is the darker one. It's in the shade Deep. So there is Deep right there. So you guys can kind of see the differences. But yes, I think the one by Ulta is definitely, it kind of has like a moussey texture. It's definitely thicker than Colourpop, and yeah. Now, as far as setting powders for the Ulta concealer, I've actually used several of my setting powders in my collection with this concealer, and I noticed it does not crease at all under the eyes. I have worn this to work a few times, and like I said, I work an 8-hour shift, and by the end of the day, I don't see any creasing whatsoever. So this concealer is probably the only one out of all of the ones that I'm going to share with you guys that works best with any setting powder that I have tried with this. So yes, I definitely love this concealer. I would highly recommend trying it out. It's only, I think, $9. It's actually what I have on right now. I have this, and I also have the Too Faced setting powder with it. So yes. Now this next one I have to share is going to give you full coverage as well, but it's not as much coverage as the one from Colourpop and the one from Ulta. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. I have been using this one pretty much all month long because this one made it into my everyday makeup stash for the month. So if you guys are not familiar with that, I'm actually doing a series on my channel where I show you guys all of the products that I'm going to be using for one full month. But this one made it into last month's makeup stash, and I've been using this one like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I am pretty much almost done with it because I have been using the mess out of it. And I love this concealer because, for one, it's very hydrating under the eyes. So if you have dry under eyes and you're looking for a concealer that's going to at the same time give you coverage and also hydrate the under eyes, I would definitely recommend this one. And I like how this one pairs with any of my setting powders that I have tried with it. So I've really been liking this one. This is in the shade Tan. Alright, so by now I'm pretty sure some of you are like, oh my god, she did not mention the WetnWild concealer. I have it right here, so I'm going to mention it. And that is the WetnWild Photo Focus Concealer. I have been through 3 to 4 of these already. This is the concealer that I would talk about so much in the past. I love this concealer. This one is probably the cheapest one out of all of the ones I'm sharing with you guys, and this concealer is bomb. When I say it is bomb, it is bomb. It gives you full coverage as well, but it's not like as much full coverage as the Colourpop and the one from Ulta, but it is a nice concealer, you guys. Very, very nice. I have it right here, swatched right here. It looks so flawless on the skin. It does not crease under my eyes. I've worn this concealer with several setting powders. I've worn it with my Black Radiance setting powder. I've worn it with my Milani one. I've worn it with the Too Faced. I've worn it with Laura Mercier. I just don't have have any negative things to say about this concealer because I love it so freaking much. Alright, so the very last concealer I want to share with you guys is by Maybelline, and this is the Instant Age Rewind Concealer. I have the shade Tan, and I also have another one. I think it's deeper than this one, but they did come out with deeper shades, and I'm so glad of that because I have been wanting to try this concealer for the freaking longest, and I'm so glad that they came out with, you know, more shades for women of color. But this one is not as much full coverage as the other ones that I've shared. I would consider this concealer to be a good spring and summer concealer because it's not drying, it's very hydrating, it gives you the perfect amount of coverage. At the same time, it's not going to give you too much coverage. Like if you want a good under eye concealer that's hydrating, that's not super duper full coverage, this is really good, and I'm really glad that they finally came out with more shades. I also like the sponge applicator that it has. I just don't like how it gets really messy really fast. As you guys can see, mine is very messy. But other than that, this is a really good concealer for the spring and summertime. Even for the wintertime, I mean, you can wear this pretty much all year round. But me personally, I like it for the spring and summer because it is very lightweight. And it's also kind of hydrating under the eyes as well. So love that one. But yes, those are all of my favorite affordable concealers that I wanted to share with you guys. If you tried out any of these, let me know your thoughts. Also, if there are any concealers that you think I would like, definitely let me know because I would love to try those out. But other than that, I think that is everything I have for this video. Make sure you guys thumbs it up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you are subscribed if you're not subscribed already. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.